Cleveland, this is for you. Oh.
How y'all feeling tonight?
What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's good with it?
Oh, he ready. He locked and loaded.
Ready.
Okay.
Gotta be.
There you go.
Gotta be.
All right. All right. To all the viewers that's following, I just want to thank all the subscribers, all the people that watched the first episode. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Putting a lot of hard work into this, and I just keep it coming, keep the views coming, keep the subscriptions coming. Couple slight differences. As you can see, we were going to go with the Fishbowl podcast, but we have changed that name to Too Smart for Me podcast. And as you all know, Big C is one of the three members, but he's on vacation. He's having fun. So we got a special guest tonight. We got Deiron. Deiron, say what's up to the people.
Special. I don't know about special, but I watched last week's episode. I mean, I wish old boy was in here too, because I got a few words, you know. Don't worry, Unc, you gonna get them too. Don't worry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's ready.
Ron is the for me and the two for me today. Too smart for me. He's the for me.
He's ready.
Yeah. Whatever.
I'm the smart one up here.
All right.
Patriots Browns played this Sunday, and it didn't go the way us Clevelanders wanted it to go. But New England defeated the Patriots 45-7. It was a shellacking, a beat down, a whooping. Any other adjective that you can think of that involve getting your stumped. That was what the Patriots did to the Browns. So since Bill Belichick has taken over as the Patriots head coach, he is 8-2 against those Browns with an undefeated record at home. So with that being said, Deiron, what was your biggest takeaway from this game this weekend?
Coaching. That's it. When I look at the teams that when I look at the two organizations and the teams that they put on the field, you know, the Browns obviously have the more talented team. However, I think when it comes to execution and getting a game plan out, I feel like Bill Belichick had his team ready to go more so than Kevin Stefanski had his team ready to go. Kind of like a couple weeks ago when we played Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a very veteran team going against a non-veteran team. You know what I'm saying? So when you have when you have those coaches who deploys their team in a disciplined manner, they're more likely going to get those victories more so than the more talented team per se. Now, as far as the play went, not turnovers. Penalties. We just didn't execute. For some reason, I don't understand why we can have successful first drives coming out the second half. But then those second and third drives, we kind of struggle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt like coaching lost us this game. And I feel like if they don't get it together, then it's going to be some shaking up or questions to be answered at the end of the season.
Okay.
Somebody may have been watching this show.
My biggest takeaway. One is, since Nick Chubb has been the starter, and when he misses action, whether it's due to injury or COVID, the Browns are 3-4. Nick Chubb is clearly the engine that makes this train go. I'm gonna ask y'all something. Have you ever heard of Captain Nemo? Have you ever heard of Mina Harker? Have you ever heard of Tom Sawyer? Have you ever heard of Rodney Skinner? Have you ever heard of Dorian Gray? And last but not least, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know what they all got in common?
Split personalities.
That's funny because that's what Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is.
Exactly.
But
That's the last one.
no, they were all in a league of extraordinary gentlemen. You know
Oh,
why? You
movie.
know why I bring those up? Yes, the movie. You know why I bring all those characters up?
Why?
Because I want to compare that to Baker Mayfield.
What?
Baker Mayfield doesn't belong on that list with those people. You know why? Because he's not extraordinary. And when I
Oh,
say extraordinary, I mean when Nick Chubb goes out, can Baker Mayfield be extraordinary and get us a dub?
The question is
When the
though.
defense, hold on, when the defense is struggling or they just didn't bring their A game, whatever you want to say, can Baker Mayfield be extraordinary? So that's why I bring those characters to you, and it's just something to chew on, something to think about.
no,
Baker Mayfield
I can
is
answer
just
that.
not extraordinary.
Not at all.
Go ahead, BJ, take it away.
Oh my goodness. Oh, nephew. You ain't getting away without this smoke right here. Because last week on this very show, you said,
We made a show last week.
yes, you said Kevin Stefanski deserves all this credit for having our team ready despite the Odell Beckham fiasco. Yes, you, nephew.
Me?
You said he should get all this credit. Well, now he needs to take all this smoke right here because now he deserves all. You asked me the biggest takeaway. The biggest takeaway is Kevin Stefanski is on the hot seat. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'm
Yeah,
saying it now. Stop me when you hear an adjective that does not describe our coaching job on Sunday. Pathetic, deplorable, embarrassing, shameful, unprepared, and outcoached. And if all those adjectives describe who we were on Sunday, who is to blame for all that? It is your head coach, Kevin Stefanski. He's the one is the reason why we're not prepared. He's the one that all this talent we have on this team, and we're still just 5-5. Moving on for that is next is Joe Woods. I want him fired. He shouldn't have made it back on the plane. I want a guy who, don't get me wrong, Bill Belichick is a master. He is one of the ones who can make any quarterback dance and do circles and get confused. However, they had a rookie quarterback. Matt Jones had 142.1 passer rating. How does Joe Woods get away with not trying to confuse him, not trying to get him to dance in the pocket, not trying to disguise looks? Myles Garrett threw him under the bus, and deservedly so. He made no adjustments. Joe Woods should not have made it on the plane ride back. That's how bad and awful it was. Joe Woods also take away from last week, and that he is not a DC. He needs to go. If you are not a DC that can play chess, y'all know what the game of chess is, right? I think 15, 20 moves.
Yeah, we should probably play sometime.
15 and 20 moves ahead. You can't be my defensive coordinator. And last but not least, if y'all looked at this schedule, the Browns probably will not make the playoffs. We have a 5-5 record with 7 games to go. We got the Raiders, we got Green Bay, 2 Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. And, of course, the Lions this week. We could very well win one game and lose the rest and go 6.
All right, man.
Go ahead, Deiron. Go ahead, chime in.
Tell us why.
Get your rebuttal in. Get your rebuttal. Go ahead.
Listen. I get it. I said what I said about the coaching. Only reason why I said what I said about the coaching is not because of the fact that I agree with you that Kevin Stefanski should be on the hot seat, because he shouldn't. First of all, he's done a lot of great things. He's done a lot of great things as the Cleveland Browns head coach and an offensive coordinator to not warrant this kind of treatment. He's going up against Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's be real. Let's be real, right? And I'm gonna get back to your point too, Iliyaas, about Baker Mayfield. But let's get back to you on Kevin Stefanski. So the issue is not the fact that Kevin Stefanski can't coach or that he can't have his team ready. It's just in this particular game, he did not have them ready. They're still not disciplined. And that takes more than 1 week and a few weeks to have a disciplined team because they're not really a veteran-led team. You know what I'm saying?
10.
You say what?
We're in week 10.
That's fine. Sometimes that takes time. The Buccaneers, they one of the top teams in penalties as well. They just won a Super Bowl. Am I wrong?
I got you. But they didn't start off 5-5.
I understand that. There's things that have to be worked out, right? So, for example, we lost to the Chiefs. How many points did we put up when we lost to the Chiefs?
20-something.
27, 29, something like that.
We lost to the Chargers. How many points did we put up when we lost to the Chargers?
42.
So my point is, Kevin Stefanski is not necessarily the problem. Now, when you start talking about Joe Woods, oh, hell yeah, blitz. And look, you got the personnel to blitz and play man. Do it. Send more people at the quarterback. But not for one second. I am not saying that Kevin Stefanski should be on a hot seat just for this loss. It happens. And now Iliyaas, to Baker Mayfield not being extraordinary. They're not asking Baker Mayfield to be extraordinary. They're not saying, hey, Baker, he needs to be, but they're not asking him to be. There's a difference between asking somebody to be extraordinary and then somebody just going out there and doing what the game plan entails, running the offense the way the OC wants to run the offense.
Okay, I got to jump in here.
Go ahead.
How long has Baker Mayfield been a starting quarterback in the National Football League?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. If we're still not asking him to be extraordinary, which you may be correct, I'm not fighting that battle. That's neither here nor there. But if they're still not asking him that, then that just may prove my point, if you really get what I'm saying.
Also, it's 2 points, though. It's 2 parts to it.
Hold on. Also, this is another reason why I bring up the extraordinary word with Baker. We went against a rookie quarterback, the fourth rookie quarterback taken in the draft. Mac Jones had let's see here. He had an 83.9 QBR. Baker had a 32.4. My thing is, yeah, you can say it's one game. The Patriots outclassed the Browns, but I don't want, if we want to call Baker a franchise quarterback or you want to call him the placeholder, whatever, he has been getting outplayed by guys that's younger than him far too often.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Mahomes, I didn't count that. I don't count that matchup because Patrick Mahomes is just, he's on another level. When we played the Chargers, Justin Herbert outperformed him. When we played not this year, he outperformed, I guess you could say he outperformed Burrow this year. But last year, the 2 times we played the Bengals, Joe Burrow outperformed him. Lamar Jackson constantly outperforms and was picked lower than Baker in the draft. Like, that's just a few. I can keep going, but that's just a few guys I'm going to name now. When I say extraordinary, I just want Baker to sometimes just grab the horns and tell coach, look, I'm going to win this game for us. Nick Chubb is out. We got Dearness Johnson. Look, I'm putting the team on my back today. I'm going to get you this dub. We're going to go in a tough, hostile environment in New England, and I'm going to put it on my arm. That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking Baker Mayfield to be the MVP. That's two totally different things, or offensive player of the year or anything like that. I'm just speaking in terms of what the Browns do best is run the ball. They dominate you up front. But if we miss a key piece like a Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt, things just go south. Come on, go ahead, BJ.
No, all right, last point. You keep saying Kevin Stefanski. You got to understand, you're giving him credit for possibly invigorating our offense and making our and he's good as a play caller. But he's not just the offensive coordinator. He is the head coach. So the defense comes under his watch. The offense, who scored 7 points this game. Yeah, we scored 30 plus last game. But what about against Pittsburgh when we scored 10? What about against Minnesota when we scored 17? What about against another one of them sorry teams we beat up on? We couldn't crack the 20-point mark.
Arizona, we scored less than 20.
that for this genius you're calling him as an offensive coordinator isn't always coming out.
Did I call him a genius?
He has to manage the entire team, and our defense is pathetic. And that's on Kevin Stefanski. He's on the hot seat. I'm done.
The defense is on Stefanski. Yes. I wholeheartedly disagree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree.
If my defense isn't prepared, that defensive coordinator, yeah, he's going to get the blame. But I'm the head coach. Everything falls under my watch.
Okay, time out. This is the last point, and we're going to move on. Seriously, this is the last point. The Kevin Stefanski, the defense being on him is asinine 10, 11, 12. How Skip Bayless, Stephen A. says it. Bill Belichick, for example, he was a what before he became a head coach? A defensive coordinator. So Bill Belichick, during the week of preparation, he works with the defense and the team as a whole, but he squarely works with the defense because that's his pedigree. Kevin Stefanski is working with the offense, and he's letting Joe Woods handle the defense. He's handling the bulk of the offense and his team as a whole. So to say that the defense being pathetic is on Kevin Stefanski, I would not agree with you on that. But we're gonna move on, y'all. Next topic. Like y'all said, we know what's going on. The Browns are now 5-5. The Lions just cannot get a win, no matter if you try to hand it to them. They are 0-8-1, with that tie coming last week against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh without Big Ben. As you can see, the spread, I put the spread down there. Cleveland 11.5. What y'all think about the spread?
Who's going first?
Go ahead, BJ.
Take the Lions in 11.5. If you ask me, listen, the Lions going to play hard. Like their coach said, he's gonna claw, scratch, bite your kneecaps off. So it's not going to be as an easy win as we're probably thinking. We're going to have to fight for this win because, like you said, there's nothing like playing a desperate team who is trying not to be an 0-17 team, well, 0-16-1 now. So they're going to come out, and they're going to play hard. Yes, they are on the road. I expect us to win this game. We should win big. We should win by 17. However, I can't trust this team anymore. I don't know who this team is. I don't know what week to week we're going to get. Are we going to get the Cincinnati Browns? Or are we going to get the Patriots Browns? Are we going to get when's the last time we had a good win like Cincinnati? I can't even remember. But are we going to be that team that look like we can run, we could throw play action, we can throw screen passes, we can do all those things? Or are we going to be the team that comes out pathetic, unprepared, out-coached, shameful, and embarrassing? Which team is going to show up? I don't know. I still think it's going to be a closer game than 11.5. We'll probably win 20-10, 24-14, something like that. Take the Lions in 11.5, but we still win.
I'm taking the Browns in 11.5. I think the Browns the game will start off slow and it'll be a close game. First quarter going into the midway of the second quarter, and then from that point on we take off. I don't think we win anything crazy like 28 or more, but I think we'll win by 14. I think the end of the final score of the game will be something like 34-20, something like that. 37-23, something like that. Nick Chubb is coming back. I'm not worried about this game at all. I really don't have much to elaborate on. Deiron, take it away.
I'm gonna take the spread for the Browns. If you watched that game between the Lions and the Steelers last week, there's not really much that's going to tell me that the Browns don't cover that spread. I think the Browns will come out, and they will be ready to take it to the Lions. Jared Goff is a worse quarterback than Baker Mayfield, so he's worse, man. So
Jared Goff is worse than Baker. He's definitely worse than Baker. He's worse.
I mean, you talk about Baker's numbers. You see Jared Goff's numbers last week.
Did Jared Goff not lead his team to a Super Bowl?
So did Trent Dilfer.
You in the past, bro.
So did Trent Dilfer.
You in the past.
Trent
You in the
Dilfer's
past, dog.
Baker.
You in the past, dog.
Oh man.
You living in the past, dog.
All right. Well,
listen, you just said that he was not extraordinary. I'm just saying.
I agree. He's not. But Jared Goff. No, Jared Goff has fallen off even where he was. After the year after he won the Super Bowl, people had Jared Goff in that 12 to 16 range, even after the Super Bowl. But now, I said that's where he was after they got to the Super Bowl. People had him in that 12 to 16 range. Since then, it's been 2 years. You know that, right?
Yeah.
He's not in that anymore. Like Jared Goff may either will be his last year as a starter or next year will be his last year as a starter. It's gotten that bad for Jared.
Where's Baker right now? 12 to 16 or 16 to 20?
He's closer to 16 to 20. Yeah. He's closer to 16 to 20.
Right now, he might even be worse than that.
He's closer to 16 to 20.
Maybe 2025. But hey.
But let's wrap that up. That's funny. Well, we got to have our first edition of this episode of Fumble the Bag. Y'all ready for Fumble the Bag? Let's see what we start with, guys. Let's see here.
That'll be good, too.
I was watching an episode of You where measles came up.
Wait. When did I mention measles?
I don't know. It was on You.
What was on me? What are you talking about? Is Raymond even hearing what I'm saying? I never had the measles.
Was on You.
We never did a measles and vaccine episode. Is this a joke?
I know.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
It was on You. It was on You.
I've never had measles. What are you talking about? This is stupid.
It was an episode of a show, Laura.
We got to get
It's a show called You on Netflix.
There's a show called Loring on Netflix.
Yo, that is great.
Wow.
Listen,
yo.
About Abbott Costello,
yo.
But that is a live version of Who's on First. If I've ever seen it.
And that's comedy.
Go look up Abbott Costello Who's on First.
Hey, look, Fumble the Bag is gonna be a hit, y'all. Fumble the Bag is gonna be a hit because you see what I did there? You didn't know what the man was talking about. With that being said,
what's the guy's name that plays first base? No.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Third base. Look up the skip. Perfect timing for that.
All right, y'all. So we about to shift it from the NFL to the NBA. We about to rep that hometown. Are the Cleveland Cavaliers, show that jersey. Will the Cleveland Cavaliers make the playoffs? Fraud or for real? And I'm going to start with this one. The Cavaliers, ladies and gentlemen, are for real.
What?
And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why they are for real. The Cavs are second in points per game allowed. They are number 7 in defensive efficiency, and in advanced level stats. Guess who lead the league in contested shots? The top two players who lead the league in contested shots. Oh yeah, y'all guessed it. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. Now, the Cavs haven't even been fully healthy as a team yet, and they're still above 500 and competing on a nightly basis. So once the Cavs get arguably their best player, most people would say their best player in Colin Sexton back. Once they get Markkanen back, those are 2 starters. One is your best player, and your key rotation players. Once they all come back, I believe the Cavs can make the play-in. I believe they can make that play-in tournament because defense always wins and it always travels, no matter what's going on. And you also seeing that growth from Darius Garland. So that's my 2 cents. The Cavs are for real. Deiron, take it.
I'm gonna take a drink of that one. Sorry.
Yeah, how about that?
There's three questions that I ask myself when we start talking about the Cavs being a playoff team, and this is why I call them a fraud. One, is their success sustainable right now? I don't think so. I mean, we're very, very early in the season where teams are still trying to figure out who they are. Teams are still trying to figure out their identities and things like that. You know, we can't.
So that don't apply to the Cavs? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so let me answer that, right? Before I finish.
No, keep going with your 3 points.
You asked a question, so I'm gonna answer that question. It does apply to the Cavs. But what we do know about the Cavs is the Cavs don't have any offense. What we do know about the Cavs is that they can't shoot with an opponent. We know that. Yes, Ricky Rubio shoots a couple threes. He is our best 3-point shooter, and that is a problem. Garland had an opportunity to win a game 2 nights ago or a couple nights ago. We was playing. Don't even matter who he was playing. He missed a couple good shots that he should have made. He was wide open, and we lost. So back to my points: is the success sustainable? No. Yes, we have a great defense. Yes, we can keep opponents from scoring. However, once we get in the shootout, is we gonna be able to shoot out winning any teams in the league? No. Can we remain healthy? No. As already been proven, we lost Evan Mobley for 2 weeks. Kevin Love might be in and out the lineup. Markkanen still ain't back. We didn't had a couple games without Jared Allen, and then we don't even know when Colin Sexton gonna be here. So the next question is it too early? Yes. We are a good defensive team. We have good discipline, good coaching. But once the nitty-gritty of that season come and teams start figuring out how to get into their groove, nah, you're gonna see them losses and them L's start to pile up real quick.
Go ahead, BJ.
Nephew. Oh, what am I gonna? Ron is 1,000% correct in this. They are fraudulent. Let me tell you something. In order to make the playoffs, typically, not all the time, but because of this new playoff system, so now I forgot about the play-in game. Okay, maybe they can get to that 9th or 10th spot. However, typically, to make the playoffs, you need an all-star. And I want you to tell me on this team, stop me when you hear an all-star. Isaac Okoro, Dean Wade, Ed Davies, Darius Garland, Ricky Rubio, Kevin Love, C.D. Osman, Dylan Windler, Denzel Valentine, Taco Fall, maybe that's your all-star. Please tell me you heard an all-star on that team. Now, sometimes a team the whole can be greater than the sum of its parts. And that might be the case with this team because, like you said, they might be scrappy, they might be defensive-minded, and they might push teams to the limit. But in the end, they are not going to make the playoffs. One more question I got to ask, and this is their next 9 or 10 games. Stop me when you hear a win. They got the Warriors tomorrow. Or is that today? They got the Warriors today or tomorrow? Tomorrow. They got the Nets again, the Suns, the Magic, the Mavericks, the Heat, the Wizards, who are now in first place, the Jazz, the Bucks, the Bulls, and then to the Timberwolves. In our next 8 or so games, we could literally win maybe one. And now, we're 9-7, I think now. We could probably lose those next 8 games and go 9 and be 9-15, 10-15. No, they're not a playoff team. They have no all-star. Colin Sexton is hurt. Who knows how long he's going to be out with that knee injury. They're a good, scrappy team. They might finish at that 10th spot, but I doubt it.
They'll be a surprise.
No, they're fraudulent.
Okay. I have no rebuttal. We will just come back to these clips at the end of the year. When I say I was right and y'all were wrong, Y'all gonna be y'all gonna be groveling at my feet. All right.
I mean,
anyways, let's move on to the next. Go ahead.
If you said surprise team, then yes, that's legit. Because they are surprising, they're exciting, but playoff team, hell no. Take another drink to that.
Yeah.
Take another drink because you're gonna be drinking at the end of the year too. We got another fumble the bag. Let's launch.
He's shooting 32%. Good catch by Iliyaas, but he fell out.
Let's look at this again.
Good catch by Iliyaas, but he fell out.
Oh, we got to do it a third time.
Is that you? Haslam?
Catch by Iliyaas, but he fell out of bounds.
From Miami? Is that him? He's still in this league.
Hey, your reaction is priceless. Is that Haslam?
Yo, look. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all may think this fumble the bag is going at Iliyaas Haslam. No, it's not. Iliyaas Haslam, you an OG. Tyler Hero, you fumbled the bag.
You should
Guess
know
what?
that. No.
You know why he fumbled the bag? Listen, I got a term for you. Abbreviated, KYP. You know what KYP stand for?
No.
Know your personnel.
Oh, Lord.
Iliyaas Haslam.
He like 50?
Yes, Iliyaas Haslam has no more athletic bone in his body. Tyler Hero, what the hell are you thinking?
No.
He fumbled the bag.
Iliyaas was trying to save the ball. He was trying to save the possession.
Yo, listen.
Hey,
Tyler should have did that.
But he couldn't keep his feet, and he tripped because he's 90.
Tyler Hero made him look like a fool. Tyler Hero fumbled the bag.
No,
hey, that's funny.
Tyler.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
He is so shocked that Haslam though. He don't even care about Tyler though.
Hey, I thought he was managing a car wash somewhere.
What? Come on, don't
exactly.
like
Exactly. Look, I'm with you. So officially today, they are still the Cleveland Indians, but the future team name, the Guardians, they settled a lawsuit back in Cleveland with the local roller derby team. They settled with them so they can both share that name. And officially beginning Friday, YouTube, the Cleveland Indians, as we knew them and loved them, will officially be the Cleveland Guardians. Starting Friday. As you hit on it earlier, Deiron, Evan Mobley is out 2 to 4 weeks. Actually, Evan Mobley and Sexton should be returning at the same time. Le'Veon Bell, he got released by Baltimore. I guess Baltimore, they like Devontae Freeman and Latavius Murray better, so he was out of the 3 old heads. He was the one to get the kick in the butt, get out the, get the step in, like Martin Payne would say. And also on Friday, speaking of Friday, LeBron should be returning on the court for the Lakers. With that being said, let's go into the next topic. We're going to go to college football, ladies and gentlemen. Ohio State, they defeated Purdue 59-31. And I'm also going to put the college football rankings, the top 10 on the ticker for the viewers to see and for us to look at while we're discussing this. But any thoughts, any comments, any questions, concerns about Ohio State versus Purdue? BJ, go ahead.
Listen, what have I been harping on with the Browns all year? I'm going to say the same thing about Ohio State, and that's the defense. The defense, okay, we scored 59 points. I understand the defense may have let their foot off the gas, but it's still a part of an overall problem that we have with this team at Ohio State, and that is our defense. Despite the fact we scored 49 points, do you guys know we gave up over 400 yards in total offense to Purdue? 400 yards of offense? Do you understand that I forget how much rushing or passing it was, but it was over 400 yards in offense, and that's unacceptable. We were winning big, and our defense still did not show any. Okay, yeah, they did by the fourth quarter. By then, Purdue had tapped out. But I'm just kind of worried that against Michigan State this weekend, if we don't score 59, we're in trouble. If it comes to a defensive battle when or they can't stop anybody and they too put up 34 points and we can't get to 59, we're in trouble. Our offense is great. Our wide receiver core is great. Our running back core is great. Stroud is still a Heisman candidate, despite not playing well, I think, a couple games ago. But he's still a Heisman candidate. I'm just worried about our defense. I think we will. Are we going into the Michigan State preview later, or?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll hold off on my prediction for Michigan State. But I just didn't like our defense the way we played. Kudos to our offense, 59 points, 600 plus yards in offense. But come on, defense, you got to make some stops. You can't give up 400 yards in offense.
I agree. I completely agree about the defense. I feel like I'm not going to crush them like you did, kind of, sort of. But I feel like the defense played better against Purdue. And Purdue's offense is nothing to sneeze at, by the way, while you're just saying to Purdue. Their quarterback is really good. And they got some nice receivers. But Ohio State, their offense is getting into a groove. CJ Stroud is getting into the groove. That running back, what's his name, y'all? The running back, is it Henderson?
Henderson, yeah,
he's getting into a groove, and don't let me get started with the two beasts on the outside, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. Oh my God,
it's three of them.
It's three of them, but yeah, it is three of them.
Jackson Smith-Njigba is the leading receiver.
Those man, look. The Ohio State offense is getting in the groove, and I feel like that's going to play a major component when they play Michigan State and when they play Michigan and eventually that Big Ten championship. The offense got to roll. The defense, hopefully it becomes bend, don't break. Hopefully they build confidence. But, man, CJ Stroud, keep that confidence up, bro. Like, you're getting much better than what you were at the beginning of the year.
Much better.
Go ahead, Deiron.
And I ain't worried about the Ohio State defense, man. You said the same thing last week, man. Y'all even said that Ohio State was going to lose one game between Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan. I ain't forgot that.
Who said
First
that?
of all,
you and Cordell said that. Yep.
First of all the defense got to do is get stops. They don't got to shut a team out. They just got to get one or two stops. Because why? Because the offense is probably more likely not going to be stopped. The Buckeyes are going to have three receivers over 1,000 yards by the end of the season. They're going to have a running back over 1,000 yards by the end of the season. So you betting on another team to outscore the Ohio State Buckeyes, that's kind of ill-advised considering that Michigan State struggles on offense. Michigan struggles on offense. And you can have the best defense, but when you got quick strike offenses like Ohio State, I mean, it don't matter. I mean, look, we going into our next game with Michigan State. They best player is Kenneth Walker III. Yes, if you want to beat a great offense, you want to keep him off the field. So Kenneth Walker being a running back, that's a kryptonite, right? But Ohio State has a quick strike offense. You see what happened when Purdue scored. They came right back and scored on Purdue. See what happened last week. I mean, it's just at this point, what are we still talking about? I mean, like, you doubt on Ohio State to win out against Michigan State, Michigan? Come on.
Okay.
Like,
all right, so
Michigan, you do know they're the 6th and 7th ranked team in the country.
I understand that. I get that.
So with that take leading in, let's go right into this. Michigan State at Ohio State. Y'all see the spread? Give me the predictions.
I'm taking Ohio State on that spread.
What? Oh my gosh. I need to be y'all's bookie. Boy, that's money. That's easy money.
All right, he's taking Ohio State. Go ahead, BJ. What you?
Listen, this is Purdue is ranked 19th in the country. Michigan is 6. Michigan State is 6. Michigan is 7.
Didn't Purdue beat Michigan State?
No, I got that. But my point is, do you know how hard it is to run through that type of a gauntlet where you're playing 2 top 10 teams in back-to-back weeks, and you just finished now. Yeah, you put a whooping on the 19th team in the country. But damn, this is a hell of a schedule. And at some point, you gonna slip up. I'm gonna take Michigan State and the points. I might even see them outright because I just don't trust this defense. But I'm a fan first, and I want us to win, and I want us to go and compete in that playoff, because if we lose, it's probably a wrap. Even if I don't think if we lose, we can even be in the Big Ten championship. I think that would go to Michigan State if we lose to tomorrow, or Michigan, one of the two. But my point is, it's hard to ask this team to get up for 3 straight weeks in a row playing top 25 teams and then 2 in the top 10. It's hard. I'm taking Michigan State and the 19. My fan in me says they win. Ohio State wins, but Michigan State will definitely cover.
Well, I'm gonna meet in the middle. I'm nowhere near picking Michigan State outright, and I'm not going as far as Deiron saying he's taking Ohio State in the over 19. I'm going Michigan State will cover, but they're gonna lose. We're beating Michigan State by. I'm gonna say we're gonna beat Michigan State by 10 points. I'm gonna say 40. I'm gonna say 41-31. That's my prediction.
41-31.
Yeah, 41-31.
That's a good pick. That's about right.
Yeah.
By the way, they win.
They win, but you listen.
We ain't letting you get off.
Hey, I'm taking that spread out of the way. I'm taking that spread out of the way.
Oh, we know.
I ain't backing down from the spread. I ain't changing my mind on it. I'm just saying, either way, they gonna win. But they gonna blow them out.
Boy. All right.
Michigan State and Michigan are frauds. Come on, man. Yeah, they top 10, but come on. Get out of here. Michigan ain't even beat we ain't about to get in all that.
Yeah. Y'all know we got to show another fumble the bag clip. Like, I got victims. And my next victim, since we talked about college, will be South Dakota State. South Dakota.
Pressure. Lets it fly. Almost gets it to the end zone. Deflected up in the air.
Back the ball down.
Oh my God.
Down.
Let's look at this again.
Wow.
Let's look at it again. Rolls out. First of all, he escapes. That's a great escape. Ball in the air. What they teach you to do? What do they teach you to do? What do they teach you to do? They've been teaching this since elementary. Come on, man. When I mention fumble in the bag, it's the coaches over there just fuming. They fuming. They hot.
Yes.
They had 2 chances to bat that ball down.
They
2.
did.
The first guy wanted to be flashy and get the pick.
Yep.
No, just bat the ball, bro. Just bat it down.
Like,
you don't realize that trajectory changes if you attempt to bat it and not catch it. But no, you don't want to listen to. What they
in the paper.
Exactly, y'all. That's why, since you tried to get your name in the papers, you fumbled the bag. Period. Point blank. We are about to give the viewers our top 5 teams in the NFL today. And we're going to start with your boy, your moderator, myself. Y'all ready? Take notes. Take notes because all these are correct answers. I'm going to work up from 5 to 1, all right? So keep that in mind when you hear me drop the teams. Green Bay. That's my number 5 team. That's my number 5 team. 5. Yes. See, this is the thing about listing your top teams. I'm not listing my top teams by record. I'm not listing my top teams by strength of schedule or any of that. I'm giving my top teams based off of None of those prognostications in a week-to-week basis. I'm going off who I think will be there in the end and who shows up based off what you've seen from week 1 until now. All right, anyways, let's continue. Number 4, Tampa Bay.
Okay.
That's my number 4 team. Number 3, the only AFC team on my list, Tennessee.
Okay.
Tennessee. Number 2 on my list, Dallas.
Okay.
And number 1 on my list, and I never thought I would say this because I was a little iffy on them, but Arizona. That's my number 1 team. So, just a little quick recap. Arizona 1, Dallas 2, Tennessee 3, Tampa Bay 4, Green Bay 5. That's my 5. BJ, go ahead. Take it away.
Well, unlike you in your top 5, who's going to be there? You are okay. You started off a little shaky, but I have in my top 5, unlike you, like you were saying, who might be there in the end, I'm kind of basing this on where they stand right now, based on record. And yes, head-to-head competition kind of sort of played a factor in here as well. So my number 5 team is the Tennessee Titans. Yes, they have no Derrick Henry, but they keep winning. You got to say something about a team, despite their MVP player, is still pulling out games. They're the number 5 team in the country right now. Number 4 is the Rams. Got to give it to the Rams. Even though I know these teams just lost and they just got their butts beat by San Francisco, I'm looking at the overall package of what they did for this season. They just got Von Miller. They just got Odell. These guys will be playing a little bit more now since Robert Woods is hurt. Odell will get more playing time. They're the number 4 team in the country. Number 3 is the Dallas. Yeah, they took a shellacking to Denver, but they fought back and put a whooping on Atlanta. So they're the number 3 team in the country. Number 2 is the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I know they lost 2, which is why they're number 2. But they had the old Brown quarterback, Colt McCoy, was starting for them on Sunday, and they took a beat down, but that's okay. Overall body of work, they're still the number 2 in the team in the country, and the number 1 team in the country, still the Green Bay Packers, because they have Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, didn't they lose this past week as well? Did they lose this past week? I can't remember. But
no, they won. They beat Seattle. They shut them out.
They beat Seattle. Yeah, they shut out Seattle. They are the number 1 team in the country. Green Bay, number 1. Arizona, 2. Dallas, 3. The Rams, 4. The Titans, 5. Yes, there is no Tampa Bay because of head-to-head competition. Hit it.
Blasphemy. Go ahead, Deiron.
The fact that he got the Rams in his top 5 just basically said all I needed to say all about his top 5.
I agree.
My top 5. Hey, what's that word you said? Like, Iliyaas, like in your Mr. Prognostication or something like that?
Prognostication.
That is awesome. I'm calling you Mr. Prognostication for a long time now. Anyways, so I'm gonna give you my top 5 NFL teams. It's pretty much Iliyaas's in reverse. Actually, I have the Cardinals at number 5. I'm sold on them. I'm just when it comes to being that top tier kind of team where you can count on them to win a ball game. I just don't have them. I just don't have them up there yet. So they're my top 5 team. I would love to put them higher, but I just can't do it at the moment. The Titans is number 4. The fact that they're able to win without their best player is amazing. So kudos to them. They just lost Julio Jones, so it's going to be a sight to see how they operate without Julio Jones and Derrick Henry.
By the way, that's a wrap.
My number 3 is my Dallas Cowboys, of course. Proud to say that. Yes. So I'm proud to say that.
You're about to be kicked off this show, dude.
Yeah, okay. I'm still a Browns fan, that's the heart. But the Cowboys is, also there too. So the Cowboys, I mean, that offense is unstoppable. They lost a doozy against Denver. They probably didn't wake up. The Rams just, I mean, they just traded their best player. Cowboys was like, all right, we ain't about to worry about that, and they lost. It happens. I gotta go with the GOAT, Tom Brady at number 2. Bucks. I know they lost, but you can't count them out. And number 1, at least me and BJ agree on this one. I mean, you can't count Green Bay out. Aaron Rodgers is just too good. Even without Aaron Jones, I don't think they lose a beat. So yeah, that's my top 5. So Cardinals number 5, Titans number 4, Cowboys number 3, Bucks number 2, and Packers number 1.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want to give explanations behind mine until y'all did. So the reason I have Green Bay 5, y'all both haven't 1. The reason why I have them 5, I've seen this same story the last 3 years or so with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Look, I love Aaron Rodgers just like y'all do, but I know how this story goes. Aaron Rodgers, they'll get to the divisional or the conference championship, but that's as far as they go.
Well,
the question was top 5 NFL teams, though.
Okay, listen.
The conference championship is your top 4.
Listen, the divisional is your top 4 NFC teams. The conference championship is your top 2 NFC teams, your top 4 NFL teams.
Correct. This is NFL's ranking.
I got you. They're my number 5 because I don't believe that they're not getting to the Super Bowl. And 2, if they do make it to the conference championship like they did last year, they're going to lose. That's why I have them 5. I have them 5 because I'm booking them a divisional round to get there, and I'm saying they're going to lose, but I'm saying if they get there, that's warranted of top 5. If you're top 5, thank you. Anyways, moving on. Tampa Bay is 4 because I'm not counting out the GOAT. They look bad. They've looked bad before the bye week and this week. They look bad, but they looked bad last season. They started out 6-5, like you said, led the league in penalties, etc., etc. But you can't count out the GOAT. The reason why I have Tennessee number 3 is not so much because I think they'll get to the AFC championship game or anything like that. It's because people always been saying Ryan Tannehill is in that what 12-16, that he's not a bum, but he's an average quarterback. And to do this without Derrick Henry, by far your best player. He was an MVP candidate last year. He was an MVP candidate this year before he got hurt again. And to keep ticking the way they ticking, that they getting love from me on that. But that's not to say in the playoffs they'll get far. So I don't want to get that misconstrued. Number 2, Dallas. I believe Dak Prescott is for real. He's elite. I believe the running game is back on board. They're top 5 in the run game. They can pass the ball as well. And the defense is average. It's not like it was last year when it was the worst in the league. They done got all the way up to league average in defense, which is all they needed. So that's why they're number 2. I believe they're going to be in that same conversation with Green Bay and fighting in a divisional and fighting for the conference championship. Number 1, I got Arizona there because now I got to use the predicated on health. If Kyler Murray and D-Hop are healthy in the playoffs, along with that defense, they're going to have home field advantage. I believe they can go far. I believe they can make a run because Kyler Murray is that dude, and James Conner is just he's that in-between back. He's not going to run for 20 yards or 15 yards, but when they get in the red zone, goal line situations, he's punching the ball in and he's fighting for everything. So
let's see how they do without JJ though. Let's see what they do without that.
I hear what y'all saying.
I wanted to go ahead.
Go ahead, BJ.
Does head-to-head competition not count in anyone's poll?
No, I saved that for ESPN and Bleacher Report with their power rankings.
The Rams beat Tampa Bay.
That's
so
fine.
How do y'all have the Tampa Bay over the Rams
because this is not a power rankings. If this was a power rankings, then I would have had the Rams up there.
I mean, teams have bad games.
Top 5 teams in the NFL. Ain't that a power ranking?
No, I would have labeled it power rankings. That's what I would have labeled it as.
Power rankings, they go off momentum.
Power ranking. How about that?
They go off momentum.
Yeah, that's what BJ's
like
is. BJ wants to do a power ranking. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing a standings or who you beat. The Rams beat Tampa Bay in week 3. How do the Rams look now? How do the Rams look now? And this is the other thing about your terrible power rankings. The Saints whooped Tampa Bay's butt twice in the regular season last year. Had Tampa Bay looking horrible. Who did Tampa Bay play in the playoffs? Oh, they played New Orleans. Did that? What happened to that head-to-head? Oh, it didn't matter. That's why power rankings don't matter. All right, here we go. No, they don't matter because it don't matter.
Power rankings matter to the NFL because it's how you're going to be seeded in the playoffs. So once they get these records and you get your seed, yes, once the playoff hits, anything goes. My point is you're going to be a 5, 6, or 7 seed based on your rankings, based on how you perform. Yes, it did matter. They had to go. Now I'll give them credit. Tampa Bay had to go on the road and win 3 straight road games.
So the power rankings had Tampa Bay in the 7 to 9 range last year. So were the power rankings correct?
No, that's not the point.
That's my point. That's why I'm doing. Yes, it is the point. Power rankings are bogus.
Who is going to win versus where they are right now is 2 different things.
Look, if you would have asked me a few weeks ago, top 5 NFL teams, I probably would have had the Rams in there. However, I mean, you look at these last 2 games, and the quarterback can't stop turning the ball over.
Exactly, and I brought that up last week on the podcast about him in primetime games. That's another reason they don't make my top 5.
And don't get me wrong, I love Matthew Stafford. I loved him at Detroit or whatever. I never blamed him for Detroit's woes or whatever. And I loved what he's been doing in Los Angeles. But these last couple games, he's been turning the ball over, and that has to stop. And until that stops, they can't be considered a top 5 team. And that's respectful.
If based on what your logic is, 2 AFC teams should be in your list because 2 AFC teams will get to the conference championship. Buffalo will probably be in the conference championship. Buffalo, maybe even KC now.
Well, if Buffalo is
no.
Your argument is who's going to be there at the end. Buffalo,
no, it's not. No, it's not all of. I didn't say it's all about who gets there at the end. I never said that. That's what he wants to do. He wants to turn this and make it about all, but it's not. You have to add the regular season in your what's going on in the regular season in your top 5. Obviously, like I can't go at the bottom and say, for instance, I can't say Kansas City is number 1. I can't do that. Like, look how Kansas City has looked.
According to your logic, they're going to be there at the end.
No,
that's debatable. Actually,
I don't think Kansas City will be there at the end. But if I did think Kansas City will be there at the end, I can't say just because they beat the Raiders 41-14 that they're the number 1 team in the league. No, they've looked horrible.
And
they only beat the Giants by 3, and they almost lost to the Jordan Love Packers. I can't put them as the number 1 team.
So it's more of about how their overall body of work. That's what I said.
No, I'm adding. No, I'm no.
Be in the top 5.
You're just
do in the future.
Just listen. I'm not doing it all on the regular season, and I'm not doing it all on the playoffs. I'm having a middle ground. That's what I'm having.
Go ahead.
He's talking about full body of work though. That still doesn't warrant the Rams to be in the top 5 because if you're looking at their body of work, yes, they beat the Bucks. Yes, they've had some good wins. Yes, however, if you look at their body of work, which Unc is talking about, still Matthew Stafford is the reason why they're losing ball games. He's turning the ball over,
and they lost to Tennessee at home without their best player. That's part of their body of work.
And so if you're going off body of work, like you said, as you stated, they still shouldn't be here.
No, they should be there before Tampa. I got to go head to head. When it came down to it, we beat them.
But if you're going off, if we going off what you're saying about full body of work, those turnovers in these last couple of games mattered.
They're what,
right?
7-3? They're 7.
Give me name your 5 again. Name your 5 again.
Shit. Who did I say? Hold on.
Yeah, Titans, Rams,
Green Bay, Arizona, Dallas, Rams, Titans.
You said Green Bay, Arizona, Dallas, Rams, and Titans.
Correct.
So according to your argument, how is the Rams over the Titans? Okay. Going by your logic, how?
Yes, they did win head to head.
You said head to head.
Right, but they don't have their big gun anymore. So that's why I moved them down.
They're still winning though. They're still winning though.
Okay.
They're still winning though. Come on, they
all right. I'm gonna just drop the mic on that.
Good job. Good job, BJ. Good job.
Yeah. Moving on. All right, y'all. Enough of the top 5 teams. Let's move on to Let's stay on the Rams. Uncle B's favorite team. Let's stay on the Rams. Question is at the bottom. So, does the addition of Von Miller and OBJ make the Rams Super Bowl contenders? Fraud or for real? Deiron, go ahead.
Just to answer the question itself, because they're frauds. That's not to say they can't make it to the Super Bowl. But answering the question, does the addition of Von Miller and OBJ make the Rams Super Bowl contenders? No, they're frauds. That's fraudulent statement because if you would have told me that they would have had an offseason together, then yes. I mean, they had an offseason together. They got time to gel, learn the system, blase, instead of go out there and freelance and do what they think they do best or whatever. The NFL is the game of football is more than just having star players on the field or whatever. You have to be able to trust the guy next to you. You have to be able to know that guy that you have running that route is going to be where you need him to be. Hence, for example, when Matthew Stafford threw that pick, Matthew Stafford wasn't expecting OBJ to stop. He was expecting OBJ to go across the field. It wasn't Matthew Stafford's reason for that interception. OBJ gave up on a play. If he would have knew that OBJ would have gave up on that play like that, he would have probably threw it somewhere else or whatever. Just because you get 2 players in the middle of the season does not further enhance your chances to win a Super Bowl. It never has, and it never will, because you don't have that camaraderie. You don't have that trust factor. Cooper Kupp still got the same amount of touches. They were still trying to play hero ball with Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. OBJ still got 2 targets. The defense got gashed by a run-first team, and they knew it was going to come in and run the football. Everybody knows the 49ers are going to come run the football down your throat, and they did just that, and the Rams did not stop them. I know it's one game, but they have the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. But does these additions make them legit Super Bowl contenders? Nah, they still frauds.
Go ahead, BJ.
What is the question?
What is the question? Let's put it back up.
Are they a Super Bowl contender? And Rob, what did your last statement just say?
No. The question was, does the addition of Von Miller and OBJ make them Super Bowl contenders? Fraud?
Okay, but did you not say in your second to last sentence they're Super Bowl contenders? You did all that fraud.
No, I said they can make it to the Super Bowl.
That means they're a Super Bowl contender. No. You can't say they can make it to the Super Bowl and not be a Super Bowl contender.
What I said was
your whole soliloquy arguing against them, and your last sentence was they can make it to the Super Bowl. What?
I answered. No, what I did was I answered the question. I said, for the sake of the question, Does the addition of OBJ and Von Miller make them Super Bowl contenders? Fraud or for real? I said fraud. However, I also stated that for the sake of the question, I'm answering it, but they already have the opportunity to make the Super Bowl. That because they got OBJ and Von Miller does not further solidify them as Super Bowl contenders.
Okay, so I see the difference in the question now. Okay, I got
you. Got to hear what I say, everything.
Okay, so my question is yes and no, because I see what you're going with, because that's what I was going to answer. My answer is they were Super Bowl contenders without these two. So, yes, does it enhance them? Yeah, I mean, I don't think OBJ, like you were saying, without an offseason, is he going to really be able to do much? I mean, it's fortunate Robert Woods got hurt for him, so he might actually get more playing time than we originally expected. But here's my question. Does the Rams have an offense? Check. Do they have a running game? Check. Do they have a defense? Check. Do they have a head coach? Check. What weakness do they have? Tell me why if I got a running game, offense, defense, head coach.
So I lose.
Can I answer?
More than average quarterback.
More than average?
Okay. So if you put all these things together, that makes them a Super Bowl contender. When I say Super Bowl contender, that they can and will likely get at least to the NFC Championship game. If you're in the top 2 in your conference, you're a Super Bowl
contender. You're a Super Bowl contender.
So, yeah. Yes, I believe they can get to the NFC Championship game because they hit all the check marks. They have defense, they have offense, they have something that can travel on the road like a running game with Henderson. They have an above average quarterback who's in the top 12 to 1 category as opposed to the 16 to 20 we mentioned earlier. And they have a head coach who has proven he can get a team to the Super Bowl. Yes, they were Super Bowl contenders way before Von Miller and OBJ. They just added some icing on the cake to me. Yes, for real.
What kind of cake?
Okay.
Pound cake with lemon cake. I love lemon cake.
Oh, put icing in that pound cake, bro.
All right. That's funny. For me to answer the question, I'm going frauds. And I'm going fraud for one reason. You were very correct about before you got to your very last point when you were saying check. Do they have this? Check. Do they have this? Check. Do they have this? Guess what they don't have?
What?
A quarterback that's going to get them there. That's where they become frauds. And I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again.
I don't disagree.
Matthew Stafford in prime time games, he's bad. He's bad, and he just displayed it these last 2 weekends. He was bad on these primetime nights. He's 4 picks, 2 pick sixes, offense looking terrible. And in the playoffs, we know it may not be dark. It may not be actual prime time games, but we know in the playoffs, the lights are brighter, the moments are bigger. That's where we separate, and that's where I say they are fraudulent. They have everything else, but I think Matthew Stafford fumbles the bag. So
he should have been on Fumble the Bag in the last episode with that little.
He was on Fumble the Bag the last episode. He was. He just had no clip attached, but he was on it.
He should have had a clip attached. That was hilarious.
All right. So let's keep up with the fraud or for real. Cam Newton, y'all know he just got signed back to the team that drafted him number 1 overall, Carolina. And he returned this week with 2 touchdowns in his debut at Arizona. And he yelled to the crowd, "I'm back." As we know, he also got vaccinated, so that helped his cause. But you see the question, is Cam Newton going to be a starting QB next season? Fraud or for real? I'll start this one off, fellas. I'm going for real. And you know why I'm going for real? Because what other option Carolina have? What? You gonna go back to Sam Darnold? No. You going back there? No. Or you gonna go PJ Walker? I think not. Now, It's one caveat, but I'm gonna still go for real. I'm not changing it to fraud. I think for real he'll be a starter next year for Carolina. But the one caveat is if Carolina falls in the top 5 of the draft and they draft a quarterback, that'd be the only thing I think that stop Cam Newton from possibly being a starting quarterback. All right, BJ, take it.
Oof. Yeah, for real. He will probably start as a quarterback. And I don't even know if it's for Carolina. I kind of agree with you there. It all depends on what Carolina wants to do moving forward. Obviously, I don't think they have Cam in their future, as their 5 to 10 year, the next 5-year plan. I think he's a stopgap right now. They love him. He'll probably win them some games. But overall, they're going to probably look for a quarterback of their future. And like you're saying, if they go with a draft pick, you know the pressure is with draft picks. They're going to end up trying to force them in. What I believe might actually happen, though, because I don't know how long a deal he signed, I think he might end up on another team, like reuniting with Ron Rivera down in Washington. Or he might go to a Denver. Or he might go to one of those other teams that, listen, we still got a good team. We just need a quarterback to
Cleveland. Wait, my bad. I was coughing.
Cleveland. I can see him maybe even if Ben Roethlisberger retires, that they might bring in a Cam Newton until they find their quarterback situation. So the answer is yes, for real. He might be on a starting team next year. Not sure if it's Carolina. I'll take that. Yes, he starts for a team next year.
Go ahead, Deiron.
I ain't got no more drink in my cup, or else I drink it.
Go fill that thing. Go fill that thing back up, man. Go fill it back up.
Nah, I'm definitely going fraud here, unless Carolina signs him to another year because he only got 1 year with them. But I'm going fraud. And for the reason that teams are just going in other directions. I don't think I'm sorry. I don't think if Roethlisberger retired that they'll go for another veteran like Cam. I don't think Ron would want to go back to Cam coming back to play for him. I just don't see it. And a lot of the worst teams, a lot of the bad teams are going to more than likely draft quarterbacks or have some type of contingency plans to get a quarterback. I just don't see Cam Newton being a starter again next year or for the rest of his career. I think he's a good case, but I don't see it. I'm sorry, fellas.
Okay. No, it's all good, man. You know, it's your take, bro. You know.
One other team might get him, and that's Houston as well. They're desperate for a quarterback.
Well, Houston gonna draft the quarterback.
Very, very desperate.
Yeah. They need a stopgap, though. They need that guy who can steer the ship until that other rookie comes along.
But see, will Cam be that stopgap? I think that was probably the issue in New England.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to be a stopgap and then come off the bench. You know what I'm saying? So unless he changes that mindset, then all right. So if he changes that mindset, then yes, maybe. But if not, nah. Yeah. Because he feels like he can still start. And no, bro, nah.
All right.
But he'll start for the rest of the season, though, for the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. So a couple more nuggets I'm gonna throw out there, y'all. So Steph Curry, that dude amazing. But Steph Curry, he's on pace this season to make 444 threes, which would be the record. But guess he would shatter his own record of 402 threes made in the season. It's just crazy how lethal this dude is on a nightly basis. Another nugget I want to point out.
Go?
Oh my God!
Is he to go?
All right, I'm moving on. Another nugget I want to.
What did he say? Is he what?
Don't listen to this. Don't listen. Don't be subjected to this.
I'm joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah, that's that drink in that cup. But John Wall, y'all. John Wall. This season and next season, he's gonna make 91.7 mil. Guess what? Michael Jordan made his entire career with the Bulls.
90
About that amount.
91.7 mil. And John Wall about to collect that by doing nothing. By
Just
doing
sitting on the
nothing.
bench.
Where is he now?
Yep.
What
By
team is
doing
he
nothing.
on?
Exactly. Just that question alone.
Is he still in
Exactly, because you don't see him. Exactly. Is he still in the league? Also, for my boxing fans, you got Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter Saturday night, 9:00 Eastern time. They'll probably be fighting around, 11:30 Eastern time. Real quick, y'all. Give me your winners. I don't know. I know Deiron is, Uncle B. I don't know if you're a boxing fan like that, but Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter. I'm going Terrence Crawford. I think he keeps his undefeated streak alive he'll go to 38-0. But Terrence Crawford, exactly. But wasn't he what?
Didn't he start announcing?
No, that's Sean Porter. Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter is kind of irrelevant to me because Deiron knows this. Until I hear the announcement of Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, I don't care. But we all know boxing is about politics, and they more than likely not going to fight. The same thing happened with Floyd and Pacquiao. They didn't fight until Pacquiao was washed up, but not washed up, but older. Right. Let's say older, because he was still good even late into his career, but not good enough to beat Floyd at that time in his career.
And honestly, truth be told, Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter wouldn't have happened unless the WBC forced it. They forced that fight.
Right.
So I mean, these promoters
and Errol Spence was supposed to fight Pacquiao, but Errol Spence he got injured.
Hurt his eye or something like that.
Yeah, hurt his eye. He had to back out. Then Pacquiao. Good thing he didn't fight Errol Spence though, because Pacquiao looked bad in that fight in the replacement. He looked So imagine what Errol Spence would have done. Oh,
but it would have been a nice little test for Errol too, because that would have been his second fight back in the ring.
Absolutely.
So that would have been a good test for him. I would have loved to see it though.
Absolutely. So now that's going to cause another delay for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, because Errol Spence is going to be like, I've been out longer. I ain't about to go right into Terrence Crawford. Anyways, one more thing. Tom Brady on ESPN Plus, he has this series out. It's called Man in the Arena, and it's about the 10 Super Bowls that he's been to and played in, but it gives the perspective through his eyes. He's telling his story. So check that out. That should be a great watch. Check that out. Now, back to Fumble the Bag. Yeah, you guessed it. Y'all guessed it. Yeah, let's see.
For the Ravens. Jackson flips, pass caught. Andrews.
Y'all may be looking like, what happened? What are you showing?
Yeah.
Just pay attention. Look again.
Ravens. Jackson flips, pass caught. Andrews.
All right.
Oh, remember the defensive guy?
Yeah. For all my viewers out there that may be confused, look at the defensive guy that's supposed to be covering Mark Andrews. Look at this.
One of the best tight ends in the league, by the way.
Flips, pass caught. Andrews.
He just stopped.
What is he? Look at him.
Flips, pass.
He's walking.
Look at him. Look at him. Look, Mark Andrews has the ball, and he's turning this way. You know why? Because he don't know where the ball is. Let's go back to the top.
For the Ravens. Jackson flips, pass caught.
Look at this.
Andrews.
He's looking around. He has no clue what
Yo. Eric Rowe, you fumbled the bag. How you not know where the ball is? Come on, in live action.
Best tight end in the league. One of
them. One of the best tight ends especially in the red zone. Lamar Jackson looking at nobody but Mark Andrews. How don't you know where the ball is? You fumbled the bag. Come on, bro. Like, geez. Man. So, yeah, that does it for this edition of Fumble the Bag this week. I hope y'all enjoyed the clips.
Honorable mention. Joe
go ahead.
Woods. You fumbled the bag against New England. Put him on there for that awful game plan.
Hey, Joe Woods been fumbling. He's been fumbling not fumbled, fumbling the bag this entire season. All right, so
Myles Garrett threw him under the bus, right?
Oh, he absolutely did, and rightfully so. One last topic, and this isn't sports, guys, but the question is at the bottom. Kyle Rittenhouse, he has a trial going on. This is the 17-year-old teenager. I don't know where he lives. Y'all can help with the detail. So he lived in Illinois at the time. He went to him and his parents or his mom. I know his mom for sure. They drove to Kenosha, Wisconsin. We all know what happened in Kenosha when I can't remember his name. Sorry, but he got shot by the police. And he died from that incident by getting mauled by the police right in the front. He was walking to his car. The police walked on the guy, and then
was that?
Go ahead.
No, I thought that was for the guy who was going to his car.
Yeah, he was going to his car.
He's paralyzed. He didn't
he's paralyzed?
Yes, he got shot 7 times, right?
Okay, he's paralyzed. He didn't die. All right, sorry for that misspeaking on that. But so he's paralyzed, and we all know the aftermath. It was riots and things of that nature, looting in Kenosha, and that's where Kyle Rittenhouse comes in. I know his mom, he and his mom and other people, other members of a group, and they went to Kenosha and took matters into their own hands and decided to try to, let's say, clean up the streets. So he's in trial for shooting and assaulting two men?
He killed two, shot one.
Killed two, shot one?
Yeah.
Okay, so he killed two. Are they just men, or was it any women involved?
Just men, all men.
Just men, all men. So he killed two and he shot one person. And right now he's on trial. So what do you guys think is going to come about from this trial? What is going to happen?
So if I don't mind going first here. So I did do some research on that story. And of course, by the way, he lives in Illinois, but he went up to Wisconsin. It's only 20 miles apart from where he lives. So
okay.
I know a lot of people thought he drove maybe hundreds of miles just to go there. He also said he was there to protect property. He knew a guy who owned a car dealership up there, and he was there to help to prevent the rioters from looting the car dealership. And as you all probably read, some people, I guess, saw him with his gun out, or I don't know how he started to get chased. That's the whole what the trial is all about. But he was getting chased. Some men were chasing him, and he ended up throughout this chase turning around. He shot one. He got up. He kept running. Some other guys were like, get him. He shot him. He ended up shooting and killing another who was chasing him. And then he was about to shoot. He tried to shoot a third one, but he missed and shot the third guy in the arm. Eventually, he was arrested, and here we are with this trial. So the question of the matter to me is down to just, did he have the right to shoot the people? It's a self-defense claim. He feared for his life. People were chasing him, and he had no choice but to shoot them. And that's where it gets a little sticky for me, because I'm trying to think, boy, if I'm getting chased and I got a gun, do I turn around and shoot? Or in this case, I think he tripped and fell and shot somebody as well. And there's more details in the case you can read online. But the question is, you're being chased, you turn around and shoot somebody, or you're being chased, and during this chase and scuffle or whatnot, you shoot two people. Is that self-defense? And honestly, I'm kind of torn, because I can imagine myself, if I got a gun and you're chasing me, yeah, you might have to catch a bullet or two. The question people always say, why is a 17-year-old A up there? B, why do you think you can protect? You're not a cop. You're not National Guard. You're not anybody who's in authority to protect property. What gave you the right to think you can protect someone's car dealership? So the defense is arguing he created this sort of nuisance in a sense that caused these people to get murdered. If he hadn't gotten there, if he didn't go and have a gun on him, perhaps none of this would have happened. So bottom line, I know black folks are going to get mad at me, but I kind of see self-defense in there. And I hate to say it. Now, of course, if the shoe was on the other foot and this was a black man who shot 2 other black men, because all 3 of these guys were white, by the way. He shot.
Right. I do know that. Yes.
This black man would be under the jail. It wouldn't even be it probably wouldn't even be on TV. But because of who he is and a young kid, it's on TV. And it's unfortunate, but I kind of sort of see self-defense here. That's just me, though.
Okay. So this is where I'll take it. Since he and his mom drove up to Kenosha to clean up the streets and I guess to be vigilant or whatever the case.
Vigilantes.
Exactly. I feel like you're going into an environment and you're going into a situation it's chaotic, it's havoc. You're going into this, you know what's going on. And for a mom to have his son prepared, knowing how to use these weapons, going into this situation prepared to use a gun, and I don't know if it's shoot to kill or just, prepared to use your weapon, however you so fit. I don't see that's where the self-defense is tough for me, because I feel like they went into this situation prepared. It's kind of like a premeditated murder in a sense. Not saying, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it was premeditated, like they went to kill these 3 specific guys, but it just seems like the preparation was there. They were out there to harm somebody. Yes. Not even necessarily kill them, but they were out there to harm somebody because they were out there. I keep using to clean up the streets. So it's hard for me to give them self-defense. It sounds good. I was running for my life, but what do you mean you were running? You went into this situation where it was chaotic and it was craziness, and you had the weapons, and you're underage. Like it's just so much that's going into it. Yeah. Like I definitely blame the mom. Like I said, I don't know if it was any other family with them, but that's just the way I see it. Deiron, you want to touch on it a little bit?
She should be held accountable as well, because
absolutely,
his son had a gun. He's 17.
Exactly.
A chaotic environment. That was a recipe.
Y'all keep saying gun like he just had a regular gun.
It was a rifle.
Right. Yeah. It was a rifle. That's why I used the word preparation.
It was an AK jump, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, just guilty. Shouldn't have been there. Hey, you at the wrong place at the wrong time, or you at somewhere you ain't got no business being. Bad stuff gonna happen. He shouldn't have been there. He's just guilty. I don't even want to get into it. I done got into the specifics. He's guilty. The trial is over. They in day number 2 at the jury deliberating on whether or not they're gonna charge him or not.
Yeah, they're in the middle, jury. We're just
they're in the middle, and I know my fault, BJ. I know he's in the middle of talking about the video. This video wasn't clear enough or something. Did you hear? Yeah. But go ahead, BJ.
The jury
trick. That was a lawyer trick.
The jury is actually deciding whether or not he's guilty.
They're deliberating on him now.
Day number 3 now.
So here's my last point. This is why I say I kind of sort of would agree with guilty. When you go to protect property, first of all, you can never exchange property for life. So even if I'm there to protect the car dealership.
That shit insured.
Somebody come over there and smash a car. You can't then say, don't smash this car, I'm going to shoot you. Because that car is not worth anyone's life. So
exactly.
If you were there to protect it, you
can
never protect it with by shooting them. And you all saw all these rioters going in and out of these stores and the Targets and the Walmarts. And these cops can't. I can have a bag full of tennis shoes. They can't shoot me over it. Well, they're not supposed to shoot me over it. Okay.
Right.
So they know I got a bag full of tennis shoes and I'm running down the street. They just can try to arrest me. They can just tackle me to the ground and arrest me, but they can't not say my life was in danger, therefore I shot him. And that's where his defense of I'm there to protect property. Well, how? What, you gonna shoot the person if they come on that lot? How do you go? And you're not a cop, and you're not the National Guard. So on that sense, he's guilty of something. I just don't know what that is by a letter of the law, and I just believe that part about self-defense, though, man. When you see people running after you, I don't know if I'm in that same situation. I might turn around and pull that trigger a couple times just to get you off of me.
I'll be shocked if he is guilty. I mean, they do got a video. They do got a lot of evidence that supports his self-defense claims.
Yeah.
So and prosecution also didn't do themselves any favors. I mean, yeah, we ain't about to talk about that.
Yeah, and the judge is a crackpot. If y'all saw the stuff he's been saying, good Lord, that judge is a crackpot. Oh man, y'all should just see some of the videos of the stuff he's speaking.
It might be some more riots out there within the next couple of days or so, because I don't think that kid's gonna get the plea that everybody want him to get. So just be prepared to watch it on the news.
Yes, it'll be coming out any day.
Oh yeah. All right, y'all. Well, that's the second episode of the Too Smart for Me podcast. Again, Deiron, BJ, myself, Iliyaas,
Mr. Prognostication.
Yeah.
and we missed you, Big C. Have fun out there. Hey. Yeah, Cleveland, baby.
Hey,
you should trademark that
sorry
name.
for them body blows I gave you today.
What body blows?
Hey,
you were trying to fill some big shoes, but I had to give you these body blows.
You got the Rams in your top 5, dog. So you kind of everything you said was kind of like just went out the window.
Viewership. We will be back here same time next week, next Wednesday. Check us out. Keep subscribing. Keep those likes coming. Keep the comments coming. Thank you. We appreciate y'all.
Later.
All right. We out. Peace.